Good morning. Here we are, Podlie Podcast, episode 222. Sorry, we're slightly delayed a little bit by a couple minutes because we originally thought we were streaming, only to see that we weren't streaming to the channel. So here we are. We actually are live streaming now to the YouTube channel. We had a bit of a glitch there, but we're here.
I think it's my fault. I was late. So
You were late, and you didn't bring the script.
And I didn't bring the script.
The occasional zig when we should have zagged.
Yeah, so here we are. We are here this morning with you, and normally, as we have been doing in the past, I bring up the topic or the thought of a topic, and then we'll talk about our week. So one I thought about last week after we were done is because we were talking off air about schools and kids in class and that kind of thing. So then I was wondering, and then for our viewers as well, did you ever skip class? Was there times where if a substitute came into your classroom, especially when you were in your high school years, that once a sub got in, you held up your hand for attendance, and then you had to go for a bathroom break.
You're out of there.
The bathroom break took for the whole period, and
And then you didn't come.
bell rung, and sorry, missed the rest of the class. So I'm curious how many people have actually done that through their school years, and even into post-secondary, where their classes you just decided I'm not going in today for whatever the
reason.
Yeah. So having said all that, Cliff, I know you've had a pretty busy week because you're doing school pictures now.
Yep, busy week started this week, and raring to go. Got some awesome photographers, some awesome seasonal photographers.
Good.
And it's great to be back in the schools. I love it. I love the atmosphere. I love the hallowed halls of learning, and see some of the teachers and who actually they came in. They're not even in, but they came in just to hang out a bit and say hi to the kids. And and all the admin people, and so it's all good. It's nice.
Lots of clicking and smile.
And some of these people, of course, have known for a couple of years now, so it's great to go in and say hi.
So your photographers are on a yearly contract?
No, seasonal.
Just seasonal. That's what I meant. Sorry, seasonal.
Yep.
Now, do you ever recoup any for the next seasons?
Oh yeah. This year we had 6 come back, 5 come back, I think.
Cool.
Plus we have some photographers that stay around with us all year. They're senior photographers. They stay with us for the entire year. So but for the most part, our bulk of photographers, it's grown a lot in the last couple of years.
So you're talking senior photographer, or like they have to be 65?
They have to be 60 plus.
Then they get a discount.
They
get a discount.
That's funny. What am I seeing photographers?
They're using the old box style.
The box style cameras. That's right. Yeah.
Still. The flash.
I always have a lot of fun with my schools. Right. I'll talk to some of the admin people. I'll say, okay, I'm sending my senior photographer, but don't tell her she's old. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So
that'd be funny just to go into a junior high or a high school thing and then just grab one of those, put the thing over your head and put this up just to see what they say, right?
Yeah. Well, most of the kids won't even know what that is.
We wouldn't even know what it is. Yeah.
But I mean, it's it's nice. It's nice to be. You get some of these people that you've known for a few years now, and you hit it off with them, and it's a business relationship, but it's also a fun and friendly relationship, right?
Yeah.
So you go in there, torture the admin people and stuff. So it's been good. It's been good. And then this coming week is gonna be the sort of screaming week. Yeah. It's funny, and I've told everybody this in the work, but in the photographers and all. But 28th, which is Friday, is literally our busiest day from now till end of June 2027.
Is that right?
Just on the one day.
The one day. It's just nuts because I guess it's a lot of the registration and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it is literally our busiest day till June 31st, 2027.
Wow.
So I better be awake.
So is that like is it because it's multiple schools in one day?
Multiple. Whole bunch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Leslie Ann, he's going to need a drink on the 28th.
He's going to need a drink. Going to need to come home on Friday and have a few drinks. Actually,
so you have to go to each school, make sure they're set up.
Well, I try to make an appearance at every school, but sometimes if you've got multiple schools on the go, perhaps last year I went to the first one. Actually the previous year there were 2 brand new schools, brand spanking new schools, one in Leduc and one in Millwoods, and it's funny because I sent my senior photographers to one, and then of course I went to the other 2 to thing, and then you get hung up there because this goes wrong or that goes wrong or something to help out or whatever the case may be. but it's nice if you have, obviously senior photographers you can count on.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise it's little visit here and race over there, little visit over there, and fire over there. We'll go put that one out and so on. It's you know what? It's stuff that I kind of thrive on anyway. But yeah.
Yeah. So you're staying in a coffee shop that's somewhat central to all the schools. So when you head off for your coffee and you get the call,
I get the call.
I got a problem
Boom.
over here, and you can go.
Yeah. It's good though. I love it. I love the mayhem. And I love the rush, and I love the 3 phone calls at once, and there's just something about it. It's I don't know how to explain it because it's stressful, but it's not stressful as in I'm gonna die stressful. It's I can do this, and I'm gonna complete this day, and everybody's gonna be.
Yeah. Well, you feel productive. You feel productive.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. And how about you there, Mr. Paul?
What's going on with me this week? Job hunting, as always. A full-time, looking for a full-time job is a full-time job. So I've been very, very busy with that. Very slowly, the interviews are starting to come in.
Nice.
Had one yesterday. Fingers crossed for that, because I think it would definitely suit my strengths. Went to the football game last Saturday. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Went to the football game. And just we're third week into August here. Go out and do stuff, guys. We got a little bit of summer left. Go out and do stuff. Like I don't go to a lot of football games, but geez, you forget how fun it is. It's just a lot of fun, So yeah, guys, get out and do stuff. There's still lots.
I haven't been to a football game. I used to have season tickets to the.
Oh, did you?
Previous named Eskimos before
That's right.
they became the Elks.
Eskimos.
Yeah.
I don't like that name change, by the way. Continue.
Yes, not many people did.
Touche. No, agreed.
Yeah, not many people did.
Agreed.
But so I've been to a game.
It's so fun.
Quite a while. Yeah,
it's so fun, and absolutely, it was a lot of fun. So, nothing going on. It's really starting to ramp up with the kids though, because we did school supply shopping this week.
Yeah.
Hockey is starting to be in full force next week. Volleyball's in full force next week. Soccer is in full force. I mean, it's it's the life of a dad. I love it. But yeah, other than that, nothing going on. Same old
thing.
And you, Mr. Bill?
Yeah, it's same old thing. Busy, doing my regular job, of course, and then busy with Ravenwood as well. So we just announced our Ravenwood Music Club is back.
Music Club is back
for season number 4. It's
That's
underway
exciting.
September 25th, and we're going to be at Gratitude Coffee out here in Sherwood Park. So if you've never been to Gratitude Coffee, go check it out. It's a really cool coffee shop, and
you'll be thankful you did.
You'll be thankful,
That's right.
And you'll have lots of gratitude after.
James, if you could do us a favor, just very quickly, could you throw up the address to Gratitude?
Well, don't
Coffee?
throw up.
Could you regurgitate the Gratitude Coffee address? That would be great.
But
I'd appreciate that.
Anyway, it's a nice location, and I think for our attendees, I think it'll be a great spot, because not only, of course, does Gratitude, like us, support manual labor beer and Hawk Prohibition. There it is, right there, the Ravenwood Music Club, September to April, Gratitude Coffee. You can see kind of in the background there the shop as well, but you'll also be able, as an attendee, to come. Now you'll have the access to different types of coffees and snacks and that kind of stuff, so it'll be good. And we're also changing our format up a bit this year, so we're doing 2 45-minute sets with an intermission this year.
With a break.
Cool.
Approximately 15-minute, 20-minute intermission. So it gives everybody a chance to get up and, do the bathroom break, or check out the merch, or go get another drink or another coffee, whatever you want, right? There's some good pictures of it there. There's the Gratitude Coffee mug. And nice location. I think it'll work out really well for us. And Heath and Vicky, who own it, are all excited. They're all behind it. They've had they have a lot of online social media followers, and they've been having people ask them. They did a music show there quite a few months back. They just wanted to try it out, and it went really well. So now they've had their people asking, when are you having more music? So we decided to partner up with them, and here we are.
Here we are.
And it is a coffee shop, but guys, but there's a
Yeah.
lot of space. There's a
Lots
lot of space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So September 25th, it'll be underway with a gentleman by the name of Westmore, who is kind of a bluesy sounding singer, guitarist, good guy. First time will ever have played. And then the rest of it is I brought back people who've played with us before.
In the past,
So we've got Ken Stead coming up
Instead.
in October. Then we have the River Poets are back in November. Then December, Jed and the Valentines
Jed and
coming
the
back to do a Christmas
I think
show.
they were our best show last year,
Well,
right?
yeah.
Like attendance wise, I mean.
Yeah, they had the biggest crowd for them.
Yeah,
They're
biggest
coming back in December. They're going to do a Christmas show with a mix of their originals,
Yeah.
some Christmas music and things
And
as
it's
well.
legitimately a Christmas show. Like we could assume we're going to hear a version
they're
of
gonna be
Rudolph. Really?
Well,
eh?
they're gonna play a mix
Yeah.
of Christmas music and a mix of
Very cool.
their music as well. So then in
Very cool.
January, we have Marissa Kay, who's joining us, another really good local singer-songwriter, her first time with us. Then Nevaeh Dyson's coming back
Wow,
with
from
us
BC.
out of BC.
Yeah.
So she's going to be joining us in the new year.
Love her.
Mallory Chipman will be back with
Yeah.
us as
Chipman's
well.
great, eh?
Oh,
Yeah.
Chipman's
crowd.
awesome.
And
Yeah. Super
then-
talented. Just got back from Europe.
there's some of
Just
our
got back
lineup
from
right
Europe.
there.
Oh, and
Of
Megan
course,
Page as well.
Megan Page is going to wrap it up in April. So
Good lineup.
I think the lineup, these are artists that have all actually played for us before and have all attracted a lot of people. So if you want to buy tickets, they are on sale right now. And then we also have a 4-show pass. So $65, James, for the first 4 shows. You can do that. And actually tickets went on sale and we started selling yesterday. So tickets have been selling for different shows. People have been buying for already. Like tickets for Ken Stead have been selling. Of course, Jed and the Valentine, River Poets have been selling.
And what a great date night, hey? What a great
yeah.
date night. Wow.
Well, go have either a drink if you want, or like I said, if you're a non-drinker, have a coffee. There will be non-alcoholic beer there as well. So it'll be
And
good.
sorry, Bill, Gratitude Coffee is licensed. It's a licensed.
It is.
So it's
a
licensed,
venue.
guys.
Just became a licensed venue.
There you go.
Yeah. So it'll be fun. So we'll be promoting that over the next little while as we get into obviously. We're obviously in the planning stages for our 2027 Ravenwood Music Festival as well. But right now, the music club is all set to go, and all the performers are all excited to
I think it's gonna
back.
be a good venue. I really do.
I think it'll be a real good venue.
It's nice, so it's a nice place. It's airy and bright.
Yeah.
And all things good. Yeah. So
Yeah, it'll be good overall for sure. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I have been up to. All right, that's topic time. So
So, and
Who
the
here
crowd
had-
goes wild, and the crowd goes silent.
who here has kind of either not shown up to a class in their school years just because they didn't feel like going, or as we talked about, you went to class, got in, saw that a substitute teacher walked in, and this is nothing
and you're
against
like, peace out.
nothing against James, who is works as a substitute teacher, but as a high school student, you walk in and you see the sub sitting in the front, and you're going, oh, this is good. I'll wait till attendance is done, and then I'll say, I got to be back. I'll be right back.
You know, I could have been a lawyer if I actually went to all my classes.
and then you left, and you didn't come back for
And
class.
then come back for class, Podlie.
Exhibit A, right here.
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A. Yeah, no, I wasn't a very good student. And I skipping. Is skipping still a thing, James? Yeah, it's okay. Still a thing. I would assume so.
They don't call it skipping now. They call it a mental health day.
That's exactly right. That's how they get away. That's how they get away with it. They don't have an X on the attendance. They just
now it's
that's
a
blank
now it's a
I
mental
got a
health
math
day.
class today. I got to take
Jeez.
a mental health.
I gotta take a mental health day.
And you know what's really funny is I was not a very good student. I felt awkward. I felt I not very smart, this, that, and the other thing. Didn't dedicate myself, didn't apply myself, this, that, and the other thing. And to this day, 51 years old, I still have
You still skip school?
I still have a dream. I still have a dream
He still hasn't gone to that
that
math class he was supposed
that
to
I
go
didn't.
to.
Honest to gosh, I still have recurring dreams that I didn't do my whole math curriculum in whatever high school. I still have those dreams periodically. I wasn't a very good student, and honestly, I have two very big regrets in my life: smoking I smoked for 14 years, quit now for over 20, but smoked for 14 years. That's regret number one. Regret number two is really not applying myself in high school. You
In high
guys.
school, yeah.
Absolutely, really is, because I did skip a lot. I would skip to go into the reservoir. It was a place by our high school. And there's a man-made lake and benches there, and I would drink alcohol in the middle of the afternoon
smoke.
and smoke, because that's where I learned how to smoke.
Right.
Learned how to smoke. That's where I started.
You started smoking training down
That's
there.
where that's where I
That's the
got
one
the
class he
habit,
didn't
was high
skip.
school.
Didn't skip.
Was
So,
smoking class.
You got to think, and to this day, it's a regret, because I wonder what would have happened if I
Had
would
you.
have applied myself.
Right. What school did you go to?
Holy Trinity,
Holy
Millwoods.
Millwoods.
Mhm.
Cool, cool, cool.
Millwoods.
Yeah, I went to Harry Ainley.
Yeah,
You went to
big school.
Ainley. Is Ainley
Big
the biggest school in
school.
Edmonton? I
One of the
think it is.
biggest
Big
high schools.
school.
Yeah, big school, no windows.
No way.
So none
How
of the
many
classrooms have
was in your
windows.
graduating class?
I don't even remember now.
See, mine was 200,
I
which is
remember.
not big. It's not big.
No, it was bigger than that for sure.
Yeah.
Ainley's huge.
It was
eh?
large.
Ainley's huge.
So yeah, I went to Ainley. We had Southgate Mall across the street, which
Yep.
worked out very well
Yeah.
because you could go over and sit in the food court and
Yeah.
that kind of thing. But I actually went. Sorry, Leslie Ann says, "Will Haley?" Yes, Haley will be there. So we are still running part of the bar. We're splitting the bar with Gratitude Coffee. So yes, we will be there, and Haley will be there running and serving at the bar. So don't worry, Leslie Ann. Your Ravenade cocktails your
Are
shots,
safe with Haley.
your shot glasses, that whatever you need, Leslie Ann will make sure they're at the bar to keep you hydrated.
Hydration is never far away, less than. And now it's even going to be better because,
It'll be
you
better.
know, we have an intermission.
Yeah,
with-
so you can get up and.
So you
Yeah.
can get more hydrated.
Exactly. Get more hydrated. That's
got
the
it.
deal.
But anyway, so yeah, at Ainley, so we had at Southgate, and I actually went to Ainley for 4 years, and it's not because I didn't graduate my third year, because I did. I did go to
You
graduation.
just upgraded, right?
Right.
So back then you had the opportunity, if you wanted to go back for another year, you could.
Yeah.
And so I went back for another fourth year because I was getting pestered by that time by my football coach, who was Brian Anderson.
Oh, that's why. So he
And
wanted you
so I
to.
went back for a fourth year to play
football.
football and rugby, and so they gave me all the easiest courses you could take. So I had accounting, for an example. My accounting teacher was one of the football coaches,
You lucky bugger.
and so if you
Jeez.
and this is in the 80s, so for his accounting class, I could show up to class
Yeah.
and do my thing and
Do
go,
whatever.
and he didn't care. So
It's awesome.
so that was quite an interesting year because all these classes were based so that I could be back
Get back
Your
there.
accounting equation looks like an
and-
offensive line play.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
and play and still attend some classes.
So how many credits did you graduate with?
I continued.
Do you remember off the top of your
I
head?
can't
No.
remember off the top of my head. It was over, obviously.
Yeah.
I went back and I continued with my drama classes, which I've been taking all through high
Yeah.
school anyway.
Right.
So I kind of went back into drama like 30 or whatever again with Grell Smith, who was
Oh.
my drama teacher.
Right.
Rest in peace, Grell, of course, Brian Anderson. But so and Grell was a huge football fan. He would go to every single game.
Sweet.
So he also knew that I was a player. And so, I could go to drama class the next day or after a game, being all beat up and stuff, and he would talk about how the game went. That's how we start our class with everybody. And so that year was great because, and my rugby coach at that time, his name was Coach Gallup. I can't remember his first name, but he was really the quintessential rugby type gym teacher. He had the tough looking face, like he'd been a fighter he was big guy,
Big
strong,
guy, yeah.
And he would hold a barbecue or kind of bonfire for the rugby team out at this, I can't remember if it was his acreage or farm, but he would hold it for the rugby team. And
Sweet.
So we'd go out to his place. It was the one place again where he didn't care if you were drinking beer around the fire and stuff. And so I remember driving out to this acreage with 4 or 5 of the other players, and we're heading out there, going past my Mr. Erickson was his name. This guy was again football coach and taught accounting. Probably the only thing he could teach. Loved his partying and stuff as well. He had this old kind of station wagon going by him on the highway. We knew it was his car going by on the highway. He's there driving and
With the wood paneling
heading out
and
there because he helped with rugby as well.
Yeah.
And going out to this and going by his station wagon. There he's in the driver's seat, and he holds up a beer.
Those were the days, man.
Yeah,
Those were the days.
And you go to these bonfires. So again, like he's my accounting teacher, passed me in accounting, no problem, even though I was not probably any of the classes.
Right.
And
Funny how that works.
That was kind of a different, going back for that fourth year. But even during our years of playing days, when it was game day for the team, a lot of the afternoon, we'd be getting game time ready because the games were never played at Ainley. They were either at Jasper Place or wherever they had the field.
Rolling
So
Miles. Would you do Rolling Miles a lot?
We always had to be bussed to all the games. Rolling Miles was probably one of the fields. We played out. But anyway, so Friday afternoons, I never went to my Friday afternoon class on game day because it was time to get in mindset for the game, prep for the games, and we'd be in the dressing room well before time to slowly just start to get your gear on, and everybody kind of be hanging in the gym, and stretching, and getting ready before we had to catch the bus to go to the game.
Hi, Sharon. That's funny, Sharon. I was going to stop Bill. I didn't want to interrupt him, but I knew I recognized that name, Ken.
I sure did. Yeah, Ken Agrell Smith was my drama teacher all through high school. Great guy, big guy,
big guy, slow moving, methodical,
slow moving, and a great
slow
great
moving,
drama
methodical, and very articulate when it comes to drama. Sharon mentioned over here that he actually adjudicated one of our shows, one of our one acts, and Sharon was the director and I was the actor, and he adjudicated that. And one of the great things about Ken was he was articulate and slow moving and everything else. One of the bad things at that particular time was he was so thorough and he had so much information to give you that he couldn't limit the time. He's such a giant brain, right? When it comes to drama, and I wish I could have taken more advantage of his intellect and of his drama skills, right? But I couldn't because the adjudication was however many plays that night, and it just took too long, and he couldn't. But then afterwards, you're thinking, gee, it would be great to sit down with this guy, and you're very lucky to have had him as an instructor.
Yeah, so that was great to have him for 4 years basically. I had, and he was the one class that I never missed. So even no matter how bad I felt the next day after a football game or a rugby game, I never missed his class.
I would have loved to have taken drama classes. That would have been a fabulous thing for me. I would have loved that.
He does talk a lot as well. He would do that in class. The class was always we would sit backstage. So the classroom door went into the backstage because the school theater was on the other side. So the backstage is where the class took part. So we would always sit in a circle. That's how every class was done. We'd start off in a circle, and he would talk kind of about what we were going to be doing that day, or if we were working on particular projects, or whatever the case. If you were doing a two-hander, like a show with two people, because quite often we had to do that as a project. And that's how he would start the day. And he'd always start to see how, kind of like we do with how was it the week. He would always say, so how's everybody? You'd all have to chat before class how things were going, and then you get into what you were going to be doing for that day.
Speaking of a two-hander, Bill, we've been talking about this for a while.
We gotta do something. Yeah.
Jeez.
When you guys were in high school, you were involved a lot with sports, with the school sports.
Yeah.
What were you doing Were you doing anything extracurricular? Were you doing anything outside of school? Just to your point, like I was heavy into drama in high school, junior high and high school, as a matter of fact. And I also did a lot of extracurricular. Saturday mornings, my mom and dad would have bought me acting classes. I went to a 10-day summer drama camp in Vermilion, just 3 hours outside. So did you guys do anything?
Yeah.
What was your focus outside of school?
I also went to the acting school at the Citadel.
Sure. Yeah.
So I went to that school as well when I was kind of on my off days.
You know this, Bill. I went to Arts Trek.
Yeah.
I went to Arts Trek.
Yeah. So I enjoyed that time taking acting at the Citadel as well. That was really good. So I did that, but I did play. So I was also a competitive baseball player, believe it or not.
I didn't know that.
Even though I can't stand watching the game, I did play competitive. So that was my
Go Jays.
That wasn't in school, so I did play competitively baseball into my mid high school years as well, and then gave that up because football was just takes up too much time. Because in high school, you're starting already in the summer, you're doing workout programs.
Sure.
And then August, I don't know if they still do it now, but we always had to go to camp in August before school started. We had a camp. And so then once you're into football season, it's like every night. So you're on the practice field every day after school. Sometimes we'd have weight workouts in the morning before school. We would have to meet at the weight room. And then, of course, you play your game, which was most of the time Fridays. On the odd occasion would be a Thursday night games that we would play. And then you're back. Yeah, you're on the field
all the time,
5 days a week. And
Cliff, do you do any extracurricular stuff?
Work.
Yeah. Is that right, eh?
Work.
Is that right?
Well, I've been on my own since 15, right? Just under 15. I've been on my own. So, extracurricular activities was full-time work. So,
sorry, we haven't done this in a while. Nicole's here. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Nicole. Saturday. Morning, Nicole.
Good morning, Nicole.
Yeah, I like the way what Sharon says over there. Sharon says, being directed by me, as in her, being directed by me, Cliff, is a drama class.
It's a play within a play.
It's a play within a play. It's a drama class within a drama class, Sharon.
Nicole also says that she took some acting classes on Saturdays. Honestly, can't even remember the name of the school. Also like to take some modeling classes as well on Saturdays.
Cool. I didn't have time for any extracurricular activities. It was mostly just work. I mean, even when I started college, I was working in between things. So I quit school when I was in grade 10. Because I needed to work. Like it was simple as that. I needed to live. And then I went back to school. I went to a community college and did my 11 and 12 because I wanted to go to electronics I wanted to go to electronics at the SciAS campus. So I went back and I got my 11 and 12, but it took me 10 months to get my 11 and 12 because it's work at your own pace.
Right.
I just boom. Because I wanted to like get at it.
2 years and 10 months. Good on you. Wow.
And what was good, I was always good at school. I was always good in school. But those 10 months, it was like the best. I had the best marks. I had the excellent grades, and it was the fastest and most engaged I'd ever been in high school. Right? Funny story. Just to go back to the original topic, you talked about skipping school. Yeah. Here's a funny story for you. So I went to high school at a school called Peacock in Moose Jaw, Arthur Peacock High School, and when you get to the front of the school, you can see it. There's just a flight of stairs. It's a broad flight of stairs to go up into the school. So anyway, I think it was the third day or fourth day or something. I had an old car. I had a 1966 Ford Custom 500. It's the size of this building.
Top speed 20K.
Yeah, and I bought it from this really old dude. And he gave it to me really cheap and everything else. Anyway, it was a very big car. So anyway, I had this car and I was very proud of this car. It was my first car. I loved this thing. I absolutely adored this car. You don't even know because it was my first car. Anyway, so I think the third day or something like that of school, I went to, I can't remember what it was, but anyway, but I was coming to school and my first class was English, and I'd been to one class of English, right? And I love English. It was my favorite thing. So I went to one class of English. So this must have been the third day, I think it was. So anyway, I pull up and I give a couple of people a ride with me, and I pull up to the stairs and I open the doors and letting out the people before I go park. And all of a sudden, this girl, who was in also grade 9, comes screaming down the stairs. Before the front door could close, she jumps in the passenger side of my car. She says, go, come on, go. And I'm like, what? And she's like, go, just drive, right? So I get in there and I'm like, okay, I'm driving. And I drive away. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? What is going on here? Are you in trouble type thing? Right? I didn't know, didn't know what thing. And her name was Cindy. Her name was Cindy Way. And so as soon as we got a few blocks from her, she goes, wasn't that exciting? Right? And I'm like, that was awesome. That was like fantastic. She goes, do you really want to go to English? I'm like, no.
Wow.
So her and I went and hung out. And I don't know what we did, drank pop and walked in the park and
Yeah.
drove around and wasted my gasoline
Yeah.
and everything else. Well, guess what? I hate to break it to you, but 26 classes we went.
You missed 26
classes.
English classes.
26
In a row?
classes. Not quite in a row, but yeah.
Wow.
Every English class, and then of course the next semester I booked an English class.
Gee, I wonder why.
And what we did was that's all we did. I don't think I went to 2 English classes, 3 English
Wow.
classes in the whole time.
Wow.
And Cindy and I would
That's my nightmare right there.
Cindy and I would get together and we would go, and then other people joined us. And at different times of the thing, we had like 8 people in the car.
Wow.
We took that car to the drive-in too.
Yeah.
And we'd fill up 2 people in
Sure.
the trunk.
Yep.
And we fill up
Yep.
a bunch of people. It was fantastic. It was awesome.
Yep.
So that's my high school interesting story. And then of course I quit. The good part is in English, I got a 97%.
Wow.
Well, I didn't need it, right? Because I was ahead of the game.
Wow.
My studies before I came, my studies was what is called Senior Cambridge, which is one of the highest levels of English courses that there were. And I passed that with flying colors back in the old country. So then when I came here, I didn't need it, right?
Yeah.
So that was fun. I still passed, but that was adventure. That was some of the nicest and coolest and
Yeah.
funnest adventure, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't go to college or university right after high school. I waited for a little bit, and
They call it a gap year now.
part of it.
Is it a gap year?
Yeah, it was a couple of gap years for me, but I like when I was finishing up my 4th year of high school,
No, can you excuse me?
middle of the
Good
show.
evening. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome to the middle of the podcast.
There we go.
Our-
Thanks, James.
Thank you,
our,
Google. Thank you, Google.
we can thank our producer for that.
But yeah, so I didn't go because as I was wrapping up high school, I got a call from the Edmonton Huskies.
Wow.
Wildcats, from their coach, if I wanted to come and join the Wildcats. And at that point, I thought about it, but I also had the opportunity to audition for a show at the Citadel, and I decided to audition for the show at the Citadel, and that's got the role. So that was my first ever professional acting role, which was a paid acting role.
Nice.
Came right out of basically out of high school. So I didn't go. That was it. I didn't play football after that.
Right.
I could have played for the Wildcats, but I knew I wasn't ever going to be big enough to turn pro. So
So it's not a regret.
not really. There's always that little bit of regret that I wish I had gone, and because we did get a call from the coach, and they want you to come and play for them, because they've been scouting all year, and then I didn't go. But then I had an opportunity to go to the Citadel, and it was a paid job. That's where I went.
That's right.
And it was great. Like, I'm glad that I did. I ended up getting a job at the Citadel, so I worked at the Citadel for a few years.
Wow.
Sweet.
But yeah, going back, starting comments here. Nicole says, "Thank you, boys. Man, I missed you guys."
Nice.
Leslie Ann says, "I had a boyfriend that I hung out with every evening."
Most important curricular activity. And she says, I rarely missed school, even though I was bored. Yeah, she was bored out of her mind of school because she graduated. Leslie Ann graduated with honors from kindergarten to grade 12.
Yeah.
Every year, honors.
I didn't. I kind of, because I was so involved in sports and drama, especially in the high school. Again, yeah, I got by.
Yeah.
You know,
but school, it wasn't important.
I didn't. Go end up with honors or anything.
Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't until I
No.
got into college. I graduated with honors of distinction in college. Honors with distinction, and both my Nate and my Grant McEwen.
Wow,
class.
good
So
for you.
I put all my effort into
the college.
But that's the thing is that,
classes.
it's such general education when you're in high school. You've got math, bio, chem, it's so general, but after high school, you tend to go towards what A, you like, B, what you'd be good at, and C, you can specialize. Do you know what I mean? It's just, to me, it's probably that much easier to get honors with distinction because you're doing something that you're good at.
Okay,
you
but
want to do.
well, the subject matter is much more complicated.
Agreed.
So it's not easy to get honors.
Very true. Oh, 100%. 100%.
No, it takes effort.
Well, and I had to go back
Absolutely.
and do upgrading as well to get in to Grant Mac and
Right.
stuff. I had to go and do some English upgrading and that kind of thing because I had the marks in school. They weren't exactly where they needed to be for entrance level.
Yeah.
So I went and took some night classes. And
See that, and that's the thing, right? In 10, like when I quit, my lowest mark of the marks I think was mathematics, and it's not because was not necessarily. It was not necessarily didn't like mathematics. I was just maybe not as good at it at that time.
Mhm.
But then when I went back and got my 10, 11, I don't know. I got introduced to physics, and I
Oh.
loved physics. Like
Mm.
I just freaking loved it.
Yeah.
But then the math had to
Mhm.
to support that,
Yeah.
right? So then I took. I think I took 11 math along with the courses. I think, and that brought my mathematics skills up. Right. But in high school, I think that was probably or before I quit. I think that
Yeah.
was my lowest in junior high school. I think that was my lowest mark. And there again, it's not that I wasn't interested. I was interested. I don't think I was very good at it.
Yeah.
And then I just got better at it when I started physics, grade 11 physics. I really liked grade 11 physics. That to me kind of drew. I had to upgrade. I just
Mhm.
upgraded in the same sort of year, I guess.
Yeah.
I did graduate, but like by the skin of my teeth, I graduated.
Yeah.
Because I felt I mean, I have spina bifida. I was one of the shortest guys there. I was bullied mercilessly because all these guys were 6+ and I was 5'5", and I mean, I did have friends, but I just it was popularity, friends for me all the time. That's all I could think about. I never thought much about school. First of all, I thought I was dumb. I thought it was high school was great for me. It was wonderful for me, and I did graduate, and I do have back then you have an advanced or a general diploma. And I graduated with a general diploma, but then high school was a kind of a slog for me, and it had
You and a
nothing
lot
to
of
do-
people, Paulie. You and a lot of people.
100%,
me,
absolutely.
Not that I academically I did great, but
No, but you were sports.
but high school was probably my best years. I
Yeah.
preferred
Is
high
that
school
right,
way
eh?
over.
Is that right?
I didn't like junior high, and elementary was okay, but I didn't like junior high at all. And even though I played sports in the junior high as well, but it still wasn't my thing. But high school, I don't know, maybe just because I was involved in
sports.
in that.
Well, I mean, and let's face it, right?
And, every weekend you're going to a party, and
Right.
That was my thing.
Yeah.
It was the parties. We partied mercilessly, like relentlessly, right? And you'd gravitate towards your crowd, and my crowd just happened to be really chill. Like my sort of crowd was chill.
And your crowd was the arts type.
Kind of artsy type, yeah. And we partied up and that was it. And then we'd sit around, talking philosophy and art and history and all these wonderful things. And basically you'd get stoned drunk and all the other things put together. And by the end of the night you've accomplished nothing, but for some odd reason you feel satisfied and your brain feels good,
too, even though you had lots of times, a lot of the sports guys together. It's not, our parties weren't like you see on
not the
movies
rambunctious
and
shit.
People destroying the houses and that kind of stuff. But we had lots of good times with that. And I think as we talked when we had Haley on the show, we talked about lemon gin. So that was a big drink for us, where you get lemon gin and 7-Up, and we would get the 7-Up cans, and of course you dump 3/4 of 7-Up and put the lemon gin, give it a little shake, and we would even drive around with that because it looked like we were just drinking 7-Up. Right?
And those were the days that you had that kind of thing.
You had that.
Hey James, can you do me a favor? Can you pull up a 1966 Ford Custom 500? I just need to look at the size of this car. It's awesome because so couple of times. Okay, so long story short, we had a couple of I had a couple of friends whose uncles and or whoever was on the police force.
Sorry to interrupt. Keep talking. But that was car. A friend of mine in high school had that car.
Is that right?
Because we would ride around. That's the car we would ride around in. Drinking our lemon gin and 7.
Right.
I'd be sitting in the back, and he's up front driving. And he put the stereo in, so the stereo would be just pounding.
I put the stereo in.
And just pounding. And it was just.
It's exactly the same thing.
The black one. I think it was a red one actually.
Yeah, mine was the beige.
Now
one.
that I see it, that was the car.
That's hilarious. And we put a stereo in. We put a stereo in. I think it was an Alpine deck. Back in the day, and I remember I couldn't afford it, so I bought these two little. They're called Base 4 speakers, they sound like absolute crap. But nonetheless, you'd have it cranked and the windows would be down, would be cruising the street, and all the girls, they'd be like, whatever, a bunch of girls either in the car or out there, you honk at them, and you wave, and you up and down. And then we'd show off our music, right? Because you'd be playing some rock and roll and you'd be showing off your music, Led Zeppelin cranked or whoever cranked, and you'd be showing off your music. Meanwhile, those bass 48 speakers sound like absolute garbage, and I could never afford anything more, right? Because I spent all my money on the deck, on the Alpine deck. And I can't remember now. I think that might have been one where the front pulls off so it doesn't get stolen. I can't remember. Anyway, but that car, I can't remember if it was that car or if it was my Parisienne, because I had a 63 Parisienne as well. But it had a place for 2 batteries. You could put 2 batteries in. So anyway, back to the story. So we had friends who had uncles and stuff who were cops. And they knew us. And they knew that we were rowdy and rambunctious, but we were innocent, right? They know we were axe murderers, right?
Right.
But anyway, they would catch us with booze. And basically, our punishment for that was they'd grab the booze and they'd empty it out in front of you, while your tongue was hanging out and thirsty, right? And they'd empty out. So I thought I was going to fool these guys. So I went, I bought a case of beer, bottles, case of beer. And I'm like, they're going to find me, right? So I opened the hood and I put it in the other battery compartment, right? And I put it down. I was going to go home that way, right? 2 blocks from the liquor store, I get stopped. and there was this one cop. His name was Phillips. I wish Susan was on the line. Phillips, and he was a big guy, right? And he comes up. He used to go like this. You walk up to the thing, and you look down into the window, right? And I'd roll my window down and go, yes. And you go, get out of the car, Smith. He says. So I get out of the car, and then he goes, pop your hood. I'm like, what? He says, pop the hood. I'm like, why? You want to inspect the engine? Like, what? So he pops the hood. He goes, pulls the beer out, stands on the side of the road, opening. He's got a freaking opener. Like, can you believe it? A cop actually has an opener, and he's opening the beer, and he's like this.
Pouring it out in front of you.
Young Mr. Cliff Smith has a little bit of a reputation, apparently.
So
the beer
funny.
is going.
So funny. Well, because not him, but his partner was actually one of my best friend. Monty was his uncle, Detective Rieger. I wish some of these guys were online. It would be funny to talk about this, but Detective Rieger, and he was such a nice fellow. Like I said, he knew we weren't axe murderers, right? So he let us get away with a lot, probably in jeopardy of his own job. Sure. He let us get away with a lot, but he liked us, right? He liked Monty as his nephew, and he liked me. I was Monty's best friend. I remember last story. I won't tell anyone. Last story. So we were out partying till God knows what time, and we took the bubble off the cop car. We took the bubble off the cop car, and we basically stole the bubble. Is what we did. So, so keep in mind, I'm living with 7 teenagers at the time, right? I wish Susan could be online. She would be so awesome to tell this with. But so we lived with 7 teenagers. 7 of us lived together, and you walk up the stairs, you walk into the house, and there's 3 steps or 4 steps or whatever to the living room, right? And then you go down to the basement. So we lived there. So we get up in the morning, the door rings, and we're all like bagged, tired, and everything else to go to the door. And I'm behind Susan. I think it was Susan that answered the door. And we answer the door, and there's Detective Rieger there. And he basically just out yelled, right? He goes, "You stole my bubble." And Susan is like, "What bubble?" And he goes, "That one." It was sitting right at the top of the stairs, which of course is eye level, right?
Yeah.
So Monty and I got arrested. We got taken to the cop shop and we got questioned. They let us go, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, of course, yeah.
It was just mischief.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Smoke and mirrors.
But my God, what like fun! Like
Well,
just
we used to also go to all the high school dances, and part of it was because I love music as well. And back then there was no DJs; it was always a live band.
Always a live band.
So we always brought in a live band at the school for the dance, and so we would always meet because I lived within walking distance of the school, as a bunch of other friends did. So we would meet at this outdoor hockey rink that had the boards up, and that's where you'd start the drinking before you went to that. Because at the dance there was always a policeman there. Yeah. So you couldn't. It was tough. Yeah. You couldn't really get anything in there. Yeah. So we would drink before, as we were walking to, we'd have our. So then when you get close to the school, then you finish.
Then you
dump it aside and
And away you go.
Head into the dance.
Yeah.
Right. And you're
Yeah.
already everybody's got pretty good smiles on your face at that point, but we would go to every high school dance.
It was you make the rounds, right? You make the rounds.
We get our high school dance ticket or whatever and go, because it was always a lot. Like I said, I loved it because it was a live band all the time.
Yeah.
It was 50s were great, friends. The 50s were great.
The thing is that everything was so
I wasn't
innocent
even
back
born
then.
in the 50s.
Everything was so innocent back then.
Oh yeah,
right?
you just did it, and
I don't know, but you know what? You could go though. I mean, fine, there was the odd fight or whatever, but there were no guns, there were no knives. Nobody got stabbed.
Cliff, you're right. Yeah.
Nobody got stabbed, nobody got shot.
Yeah, I remember back in high school, 3 years in high school. I remember there was one, quote on, because we were, east, we were a Catholic high school. Then in the middle, there was a rec center. There's swimming pools, racquetball courts, and then on the other side, to the west of that, all of them were attached, was the public school. I remember all three. The 3 years that I was there, there was one quote unquote rumble. There was one.
Yeah.
And there a lot of people. There was probably 200 of the kids at I think it was lunch, maybe after school.
So your version of the Outsiders.
That's what it was. But there was only one real fight.
Yeah.
One real fight. So you're right. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Well,
it wasn't a big deal.
we had, so you got Harry Ainley, then you've got Confederation Arena,
Right.
and then right over
You have
there
Louis
is
Saint Laurent. Yeah.
The Catholic school is right there, but we never had like issues or.
And
like,
you knew my
going
dad used to
between-
be the principal of Louis, hey?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, there was never issues between the schools that I ever remember anyway, where, we would be after them and they'd be after us.
Our biggest things was insulting each other's schools. That's
that
all
right,
it was.
eh?
Like it was fun because Central sucks and Peacock pricks and
Yeah.
I was going to
You
say,
know.
did you steal each other's chicken mascots and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I think our biggest football rivalry was East Glen, actually.
East Glen.
That was our
there,
biggest rivalry. I don't know why it was that way, but it was always East Glen was kind of like the Edmonton Oilers playing the Calgary Flames.
Yeah. Calgary
Sure,
Flames.
When we
sure,
played,
sure.
we played East Glen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
always the case, right? In Moose Jaw, we had Central and Peacock, and they were always the rivalries. Those who went to Peacock, we said Central sucks and whatever. Morning, William.
Yeah, a little. That's actually more like good afternoon, William.
Yeah.
You were a little late this morning.
And there was the girls, right?
Yeah.
If you happen to go out with a girl from a different school, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me.
I remember
That's what happened to me.
also driving that as we were saying in the car, and we would drive down. Guess it'd be like 111th over by Southgate area, but so the music would be blasting, the windows would be down. We'd all have our drinks. And
Drinks,
I can't
yeah.
remember what's the guy's name that I used to hang out with, and he would drive. He's a big guy, had kind of like bushy hair and long hair, right? And so as the music was going, he would drive to the beat of the music.
The beat of the
car's
music.
going- the car's going
Oh
like
my
this
God.
down the street.
Oh my
That's
God.
awesome.
Me and
That's
Susan.
great.
Me and Susan always.
And it's just
That's
and it's
great.
just blasting, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was, I don't know what that was. That was the big deal, right? I don't know if you guys did this, but vodka and in Slurpees and windows
We would
down.
come up with all
Yeah,
sorts of-
windows
yeah.
down, music blasting, and you got vodka Slurpees going on, and cigarettes. Of course, I smoked my ass off. Right?
Yeah,
Smoked
my
my
other
brains
Sure,
out.
me
right?
too.
My other
Me
friend
too.
had a truck with the canopy on it.
The canopy.
And so we would go out there like at
my
lunchtime in the
God, oh
afternoon,
my
and
God.
that's where you would go and we'd grab a drink. 'Cause
Yep.
He always kept booze or some type in the back of the truck, whether it be a beer or whatever. So we could go out there, and so sometimes you'd come in the afternoon classes
Mhm.
and half cut.
Yeah.
You're walking down the hallway of the school and wanted to high five everybody, but you don't, of course.
The thing is, school was so different back then, right? So Peacock, I go in. I remember my English teacher so well. The second or third semester, I can't remember what it was now, but Peacock, Mrs. Oh my God, I just instantly, as I said, Mrs. I drew a blank. Anyway, she was a wonderful woman, but my God, she was strict. Holy jack! So one time, I'm walking out the hall, and I didn't know she was behind me. I'm walking out the hall for recess,
Mhm.
and it was windy out. And I grabbed my lighter, and as I'm walking out, I lit up the smoke. And she must have saw the smoke, right? And Mr. Smith, blah, 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 smoking in the school. No. I'm like, no. I'm just leaving. I just lit up, and she would not listen to me.
Yeah.
Mr. Smith, get into the office, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, but I was going to say, can I put out the smoke, right? She would not listen to me. She's like, get in here, blah, 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 blah. So I get into the office, still have the smoke, right? I'm like, okay, I'm in trouble anyway. So I'm sitting in the vice principal Stewart's office.
My God, man.
Uh,
My
Well,
God, man.
What am I supposed to do, right? What am I couldn't put it out. There's nowhere to put it out.
No.
She wouldn't let me go anywhere but the office.
The funniest
Right.
core memories.
And then
Yeah.
Mr. Stewart walks in, instantly suspended.
how long did you smoke for?
30.
Oh, you smoked for that long, eh?
Yeah.
So-
36. Did you ever smoke?
in
smoke?
high school, yes, and through those years. So James is actually asking, did you have a smoke? We did not, that I can remember at Harry Ainley. There was no outdoors. Kids just went out and smoked
Just
anywhere.
smoked anywhere.
Like there was no, you had to go stand in this area to smoke or whatever.
We had the courtyard, James, in our school. It was like
Yeah.
our high school was in the shape of a horseshoe, and we went out to the courtyard. So the courtyard was the smoking
We'd
area.
smoke right at the door. You'd
Yeah.
smoke. There was nothing. And like I said, like you literally just outside they put ashtrays out the door because
Yeah.
that's where we smoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
you
and
can-
sometimes like in the winter we'd open the
Like,
door.
Harry Ainley had the rotunda, which is what we called it. This was the center area.
Sure.
It's kind of like 3 steps down right in the center of the school. So in between classes, sometimes lunch, people would all sit in there. If they weren't at the cafeteria or whatever, they would sit in the rotunda. Or if you came in early in the morning before class, you'd hang out there because all your friends would show
Yep.
up and everybody would just sit
Yep.
there and chat before you all distributed out. to
Yeah,
your-
before you
to
went.
your
Yeah.
classes.
Cliff and James, maybe you can comment on this. There's legislation now where in any school, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, you can comment on this, but I think there's in any school, elementary, junior high, high school, that says you cannot have a smoke, anybody, students
On the
or
grounds.
parents on the grounds, and even I think within 250 meters or something to that effect.
Yeah,
Am I-
something like that.
Any
Yeah.
I think that's, you can't even have it in the parking lot as you're waiting for your kid or
Yeah.
something like that, you know.
I remember back again too, and this again kind of going back to the football thing. When you think of watching high school football in the U.S., so if you ever watch the series like Friday Night Lights, that kind of
Friday Night
stuff, how
Lights, yeah.
serious they take their football. Well, surprisingly enough, back then, and I don't know what it's like in high schools now. I'm sure it's way different now than when I was playing. But we even back then, football was still a pretty big thing in the school. So on
Mhm.
game days, we had to wear our jerseys. There was the big pep rallies that
Yeah,
were
yeah,
held
yeah, it
every
was a-
year.
yeah.
And the gym would be full, and
Mhm.
the team would get introduced. So it was still a big thing. So I have to admit that as a player in those, we actually did get treated pretty well.
Yeah.
From teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
By
from
the
the
way,
teachers that were
students,
oh yeah, and that were supporters of the football team because they'd all be out. Like we always
Well, they
seemed
were
to get
fans.
but it always seemed like we got extra, maybe stuff that other kids
Yeah.
didn't get for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Things were
Yeah.
kind of overlooked if you were a football
If you're a
player.
football
And
player.
I'm sure it's not done that way now, but even back then, like it was. Sometimes I think to myself, that's kind of weird. You know,
Mhm.
they knew you were football because obviously they'd know who's on the team and who's playing all the time, and just little things. Like
Little things.
they
Yeah.
see in the hallway coming late to class, and they knew
Mhm.
you're on. It was kind of like,
That was a wink and a
Yeah.
nudge, right?
yeah, it was like,
Yeah. Yeah. Get
class.
into class.
but it
yeah.
wasn't like you need to get to class now, or like it was
Yeah.
because you always seem to have these little extra. And I think most of all the players, even the coaches who like, Coach Anderson stuff would all, of course, know that. So it was just, you kind of knew
Mhm.
that at that point.
Yeah,
that,
they were
I'm
kind
gonna
of
be a bit late here,
favored
but
a little
so-and-so
bit.
will be
Yeah.
okay.
Cliff, I gotta ask because this is bugging me. Your high school that you've been talking about, what was the name of it?
Peacock.
Please tell me the mascot was a peacock.
I don't know. I don't know.
please
I never
tell me.
paid
You
that
have to
much.
watch your language.
I
though,
never.
'cause
What's that?
keep saying peacock on
Peacock.
Pe-
Like,
Yeah,
it's-
you know what's funny, Paulie, is my mom's maiden name is Peacock, right?
Oh, is that
And I
right?
went to
Is that right?
And I went to Arthur E. Peacock School.
No way.
And my uncle, which is my mom's brother, was named Arthur. So Arthur Peacock. So and
No way.
I happened to come around and go to
James's English 30 teacher would sneak out to have his pipe between classes.
pipe. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
The I guess the mascot of my school, we were the Holy Trinity Trojans.
Trojans. Oh, look at that.
So
Arthur E. Peacock, there you go.
imagine the jokes coming from other teams with towards our school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Arthur E. Peacock.
Well, even back in those days, we had our regular smoke, but we had our cannabis smoking back in the days as well, which is actually, to be honest, back then, I have to say, as a football player and rugby player, was actually quite nice in that because when your body is hurting
Hurts.
every morning. You
Yeah.
get up because
Yeah, yeah.
you're on a football
Yeah, yeah.
field every
And you
day.
got-
You're on a rugby field.
Yeah, and you get
Yeah.
your body bashed to
and-
bits.
and-
Yeah.
and you're getting bashed.
Yeah.
Especially after rugby for sure. You know, we had that.
A little bit
kept-
of weed was a good
always,
thing.
We always had it out,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
somewhere where we could go grab a little smoke before class in the afternoon, or even the odd time a
Yeah.
little bit before
Yeah.
practice.
And it
can
was
imagine.
better back then. And I say this, and can back it up with data, but there wasn't as much THC
no,
in the cannabis, and consequently you could actually have a smoke and you wouldn't get toasted.
no.
Now if I have 2 tokes, I mean, obviously I don't have a tolerance, I guess, but you give me 2 tokes and I'll be asleep for the next 3 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know,
100%. Yep.
Nicole says that house parties were a thing
And they
back
were
then.
back then as
Oh
well,
my
yeah.
God, Nicole,
Yeah.
I tell you what, house parties were the thing back then. I actually, to be honest with you, I don't know why it's not a thing now. I think it's a fantastic thing. I think house parties
Cheaper.
are awesome.
A little
Yeah,
bit
and
more
as I-
intimate.
As
Yep.
I said
Yep.
back then too, like for our house parties, they weren't like the Animal House parties you see in the movies.
Right.
Like
No.
there would be a lot of kids there for sure, but people weren't destroying things.
You
The
weren't
only
destroying things.
The
Yeah.
only thing we ever did as a group of my friends, buddies, Jews, is we would toilet paper houses.
I was
So
gonna,
we
yeah.
we knew,
Yeah.
kind of whose house we were
Whose
going
house
to
to
hit
do.
on a
Yeah.
Saturday night, and it was always because again everybody'd be pretty well hammered by the time you're ready
Yeah.
for toilet paper. We'd have our big supply. We knew we were going, and we
Wow.
would park a block or so away from the house. And everybody, I remember, it'd be serpentining. We'd be
Yeah,
we'd do this down the side, and then you get to the house and make sure that all the lights are out, and then it's clear, and then you fire the toilet paper over the trees and stuff as quickly as you can.
As
and you
quickly.
get
Just
out
like
of
the
there.
movies. Just
And,
like the 80s
yeah.
movies. Yeah.
I do
We
remember
used to do
on the odd
silly
occasion,
things.
coming back to school on a Monday morning or whatever, and some kids saying, my parents were so pissed because somebody toilet papered our house on the Saturday night. There was toilet paper all over the trees, and you'd be walking by going, you're right, yeah, that was us.
That was
We
us.
Nobody knew. We got away with it.
For me, high school,
We used to do
early
so many
90s,
stupid things.
Early 90s high school for me was bush parties.
bush parties.
Yeah, we did some
parties.
bush parties
Yeah, it
as
was bush
well. Yeah.
parties.
Yeah. Oh, we used to do tons of bush
Yeah, it
parties.
was bush
Lots.
parties.
I mean, there was no place. Keep in mind, like I said, I lived with 7 teenagers, 7 of us, and we had no home. I mean, fact of the matter is, until we started living together, and then our place became the party central, but we had no place to go.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You do the bush party.
Bush
thing,
party.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the silly things we used to do. I remember we'd get drunk in the house parties, and as the sort of the excitement wore down and everything else,
Yeah.
we'd make prank phone calls.
The old days of prank phone calls.
Like just so stupid. It's like silly things, like the prank phone calls. Is your fridge running? Well, you better go catch it, or blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna get a call here, and we're doing a late night maintenance on the line. Please don't answer your phone. We're just ringing it for test, and then you ring it again, and as soon as they answer the phone, you go,
Yeah.
"Ah!"
Yeah.
You know what's really funny, you guys? Just this brings up something for me. You know what's really funny?
We only got a
Those-
couple minutes left here, guys.
You know those sayings? I was today years old when I learned. Is it prank phone calls or crank with a CR? Is it prank or
It's P.
crank?
It's P.
I've always thought it was a P.
Yeah, it is.
But
P.
I've heard people reference crank.
Yes.
CR.
Yeah.
So I'm today years old when I confirm that it is in fact prank phone calls.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, if you look up
guys.
the meaning of the word crank, it's rather different.
Well, it's a little bit
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
So
All right,
yeah.
guys. I don't know about you guys, but it was a little bit of fun conversation for us. A little bit of trip down nostalgia
Memory
lane.
lane.
Memory lane.
And yeah, I mean,
Surprising after all that lemon gin, I can still remember. But yeah,
there you go. And yeah, I miss for the record, I miss gravel roads and trucks. I like it. I know it's a little bit strange for a brown dude, but that's the way I grew up. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Appreciate the engagement and coming and spending a Saturday morning with us. I speak for the three of us when I tell you we always appreciate your time. Mr. Bill?
And you get to our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. Click the like button. If you go back and rewatch this show again, apologies, we had a little technical glitch at the beginning of the show this week. But yeah, subscribe. Make sure you do that, and get your friends to subscribe as well. Click on the notification bell, just in case you forget. As you know, we're here every Saturday morning, and we do put an event up on our Podlie podcast page as well, which you can get invited to and or share with all your friends.
One of my usual weekly highlights is spending time with you guys. So thank you guys very much for the engagement. Thank you guys. It's great.
All right, everybody. See you all next week.
And stay happy.